come with us to celebrate Disney's newest ride.
Hey there, man family. We're here at Disney's Magic Kingdom to check out Disney's newest attraction, Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
The attraction officially opens on June 28th here in Magic Kingdom, TBD in Disneyland, but we are here at a little media preview. So come with us on our very first log flume down the Bayou to talk to some of the people that created the attraction and to celebrate Tiana style. We're almost there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're gonna go down the Bayou.
Yeah, quite literally right down.
It's right there.
Right there.
It's right
around
there.
the corner.
Yeah, gonna go down the Bayou.
Just around the river, but nope, wrong.
No.
And a massive thank you to Disney Parks for inviting us out to this media event so we could check out the new ride. As you probably know, Tiana's Bayou Adventure is the re-theme of Splash Mountain. Now, it is the same ride in terms of the 50-foot drop and the log flume vehicles that you're taking, but it has an all-new story revolving around Princess Tiana.
Tiana's Bayou Adventure takes place after the events of Princess and the Frog, and Queen Tiana, she's doing well. I don't think this is a surprise to anyone. Tiana's restaurant is crushing, and so now she's decided to open up Tiana's Foods, which is an employee-owned co-op in her New Orleans community. Tiana's Foods is located in an aging salt mine that she has turned into this community space. She has a boutique farm, a working and teaching kitchen. She works with local artists to spruce up the mine. It's just a whole production, and we would expect nothing less from Tiana.
Now, while the story may be all new, the characters and their voices are not. Reprising their roles from the film, we have Anika Noni Rose as Princess Tiana, Jennifer Lewis as Mama Odie, Michael Leon Woolley as Louis, and Bruno Campos as Prince Naveen of Maldonia.
Y'all, this is our first time seeing Tiana's Bayou Adventure with the walls down, and it is so beautiful.
Look at all the greenery and the foliage that they've added to really stress that farm feel, all the plants. This is beautiful.
I want to remind you that these are Imagineered plants. Some of them are real, but some of them are Disney magic plants, but it looks incredible. Look at her crown on top of the water tower, and I just noticed that it's got 2 stars on it because it's Ray and Evangeline. Also, we learned from Imagineers that they did reverse force perspective. When you think of force perspective in the traditional sense, which Disney uses, it's to make things look bigger, like the buildings on Main Street. But they thought that Splash Mountain was a little too imposing and too big for what the story is now. So they did reverse force perspective, meaning they put flowers and things at the top that are bigger instead of smaller, so that it tricks your eye into thinking it's a smaller structure than it is. As someone who does not care for a water ride, I gotta say, even I'm excited to step aboard. Taking a closer look at the attraction and staring at that 50-foot drop, and I'm hearing the ticklings of Randy Newman in my ears, because yes, you are gonna hear songs from the film that you know and love, and an all-new song.
And that new song, sung by Anika Noni Rose, was composed by PJ Morton, a New Orleans native. And you're gonna hear the song Special Spice tickling your ears as you make your way through Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Also, walking into the area, you can see that Mama Odie has hung some of her bottles out near the water there. I love that they added those. They're right here outside the store. You know them from Mama Odie's house. I'm sure they're on the attraction. On the outside of the store, we also just noticed that one of the critters lives here. His name is Larry, and I believe him to be the armadillo. Right now, just soaking in all of the new excitement. Very excited to check out the merchandise as well, because amongst the merchandise, they're actually gonna be selling Princess Tiana's brand of hot sauce that she is serving and selling in the attraction, in Tiana's Foods. You can buy it.
And you know what? You will be.
We are headed down to the bar, but this is the new costume. A little zhuzh. Yes, we love it. Thank you, Maxim.
Thank you.
Speaking of music, unsurprising and an attraction themed to New Orleans, music plays a huge part in the attraction. And a bunch of the new characters you're gonna see are little critters that are part of a couple different music groups. The first group is the Zydeco Critter Band, which features little cuties such as Timaleon the otter, Apollo the raccoon, Rufus the turtle, Bilea the beaver, Gritty the rabbit, and Bo the possum. Opossum. Possum? Opossum.
Either or.
Not important. Zydeco is a music genre that was created in rural Southwest Louisiana by folks of Creole heritage. It's kind of a rhythm and blues style music that often uses things like the washboard. The next band are the Rah Rah Critter Musicians. This team is comprised of Octavia the Bobcat, Paw Paw the Bobcat, Claude the Bear, Bernadette the Bear, and Sebastian the Bear, and Finna the Gray Fox. Now, I'm not biased here, but I can barely stand how cute these musicians are. Rah Rah is also a traditional style of music. They are typically performed in Haitian Creole, and they celebrate African ancestry. They also often include the spiritual practice of voodoo throughout these processionals. And our last group of musicians are the Afro-Cuban musicians. These are made up of 4 frogs named Felipe, Myra, Mondo, and Isabel. Afro-Cuban jazz is the earliest form of Latin jazz. It has deep roots in African ritual and rhythm. And so, of course, we're in New Orleans. We're gonna have some jazz, we're gonna have some music. And I love that they pulled from these traditional forms of music and are really celebrating the culture of New Orleans, which is prevalent not only in the musicians, but throughout the attraction.
All right, as we wait for our next opportunity to head forward and meet some of the creators of this attraction, I just wanted to highlight some of the things we're seeing in the windows for the merchandise shop Critter Co-op. You have a list of upcoming shows: Las Fuentes Verdes, Rufus and the Terrapins, the Bayou Bobcats, Zydeco Rainbow, and Rah Rah Fauna. I think it's amazing that you see all these shows that highlight a lot of the bands that Molly just mentioned. Inside, you're also going to see a washboard, which is used in Zydeco, so I think it's fun that that's mentioned here. House rules, all critters welcome. There's no such thing as a wrong note. Love that. I personally love that in my own life. 3, dress code, swamp casual. I need examples. I need a visual example of swamp casual. You can learn to quilt. They provide pine needles and thread, offering cooking classes, learning swamp gumbo, next week mud pie. I personally want to go to the mud pie lesson. The Firefly family sing along, just follow the bouncing butt. Hilarious. I think that this type of immersive signage just adds so much to this land. I just know that I'm going to be spending so much time looking at all these little details here in Critter Co-op and inside the queue for the attraction as well. Oh, look, from the kitchen of Tiana Palace. Dear Lewis and friends, I hope you enjoyed these ingredients, that you always remember what good food does best. It brings folks together. All my love, Tiana. They do look fresh, almost permanently so.
We have made it inside Critter Co-op. Again, this is the merchandise shop, and it is so cute in here. So this is where all of your critter musicians would be playing, but they are taking a little break right now. However, you can see all their little instruments and things up on the top here, the Firefly glow throughout, and then, of course, there is a ton of merchandise to be had. Before we get into the merchandise, though, a couple cute details in here. Number 1, if you remember one of the earlier scenes when Tiana and Naveen are frogs on the bayou, Prince Naveen makes a little ukulele out of a branch, and Tiana makes a gumbo pot out of a pumpkin, and they're right here. Additionally, all over, you're going to see signs and posters advertising the different critter bands and the different musicians. You're going to see little critter paw prints, and just it looks like the critters helped build it, because they did. All right, there is a ton of new merchandise in here. So you know that calls for Molly's Rapid Fire merch store. Starting with the ride collection. So you're going to see a few different collections throughout the merchandise, and we're going to start with the signature Tiana's Bayou Adventure collection. We've got ears, which if you press this button, light up, because Firefly magic is a theme throughout the merchandise. Loungefly, it glows in the dark. Different backpack. Keychain, towel, because you could get wet. Cup, look at the little critters on the ride. Artistic statue, that's also a music box. Pin, different pin, magnet, waterproof pouch. Ornament, it lights up too. This next collection is Art Deco inspired by Princess Tiana herself. You've got another set of ears, a very cute 20s inspired purse, which has a kissing lock, which is very in style, but also a nod to the kissing of the frog. You get it. A tea light holder with her crown. This very cute jewelry collection, which has earrings, a necklace, bracelet, and this very beautiful hair clip. A throw, a pillow, and a tea for one set. Moving into apparel, we've got Spirit Jersey. It glows in the dark. Thanks, Firefly Magic. A Magic Band Plus. A wider fit t-shirt. Bucket hat. It's waterproof. Socks. Sweatshirt. This one is a zip up. Hat. Classic t-shirt. Kids t-shirt. Different kids t-shirt. Kid sweatshirt. Water bottle. It lights up. And the thing I need to buy immediately for my nieces and nephews, this kid's Tiana cooking set where you can make the gumbo and it's got like the Velcro vegetables. Did you guys have this as a kid? I had this as a kid, not this one, but like a similar one where you like cut the, oh my God, this is so cute. Princess Tiana deluxe gown and accessory set. Now these are super cool. This is like the It merchandise from the attraction. You know how every attraction is going to have one. You had your Banshees at Flight of Passage. You have your droids in Galaxy's Edge or your lightsabers. Here at Tiana's Bayou Adventure, it's the Fireflies, which are very cute, and they've got these little faces on them, and you can name them whatever you want, and they light up, and they can sit on your shoulder like a shoulder pet, and they can light up, and then if you're near another firefly, it'll interact and buzz. Plus, if you don't have it on your shoulder and you're not wearing it around, you can take it back home, and it is a nightlight. We were told by the merchandise team that this was inspired by the community aspect of the ride, how the attraction is the community come together for her co-op, and the store itself is a co-op of the critters, so here's your Firefly community. Speaking of the critters, of course we have some plushes. You've got Lewis asleep with a lily pad, but he's also got his trumpet. There's also plushes of some of the critters from the ride. You got Rufus the turtle, Apollo the raccoon, and Bo the opossum. There's also a dress-up inspired by Tiana's adventure outfit, a cute little Tiana dress, and a plush of Tiana in her adventure outfit from the attraction. And now we've made it into the food section of the merchandise. Of course, very fitting for Princess Tiana. But in order to talk about Princess Tiana, we also have to talk about Leah Chase. Leah Chase is the real-life inspiration behind Princess Tiana. She's known as the Queen of Creole Cooking. And her restaurant in New Orleans, Dookie Chase's restaurant, is one of the most famous and revered restaurants in the world. During the Civil Rights Movement, it was one of the only public places where people of all races could gather. And she has cooked for everybody. She's cooked for President Barack Obama. She's cooked for Beyonce and Jay-Z. She has cooked for politicians, for changers, for makers, and her restaurant, Dookie Chase's, was known as that place of community. And like I said, the Queen of Creole Cooking, she was a major inspiration behind Princess Tiana herself. Really cool that not only are they selling 2 of her cookbooks here, but for the first time ever, they are selling some of the seasoning from Dookie Chase's restaurant outside of the spot in New Orleans. So they've got a meat seasoning, a fried chicken seasoning, and a gumbo base. And while we can't purchase things today at the meat event, I already know Alan's going to be back for these. There's also a spice rack to display them on. And it says Special Spice, which is the name of the song. Continuing the foods collection, you've got an apron, a pot holder and oven mitt, and a recipe book so you can put all your family recipes in there, but they started you off with one. Tiana's beignets. Some more food items for you. You've got a mug. Mama Odie's hot sauce. We'll definitely be buying that too. A special chocolate bar, that's Bananas Foster flavor, famous New Orleans flavor. A lollipop. Gummy frogs. Mardi Gras Melody popcorn. Spicy peanut toffee peanuts. Yeah, with the bears on the packaging. I need that. And Cajun Craze Crunch. But the cutest one of all these, I think, is this tin can that looks like the tin can Tiana put her money in saving for her restaurant. And it's full of milk chocolate coins. And then once you're done eating the candy, it can be your own piggy bank. And there's a spot on the back so you can write whatever you're saving for and what your dream is. Personally, I think this would be really cute to put like little mementos in from a trip perhaps and write a favorite memory on the back. Like if you had some pins and just little things like that, could put it in there and write your memory. We are here with Kevin Michael, who is a senior manager of merchandising, and he is going to tell us about this absolutely stunning painting here at the Critter Co-op.
On one of the trips with WDI to New Orleans, we met an artist, Varian Laurent. He wasn't able to show me the style of art that he does because in 2005, when Hurricane Katrina came through, he lost everything. So I said to him, if you want to do something with us, put yourself together, social media presence. He did. He came back to me 3 months later, and we commissioned this piece from him as part of the celebration for Walt Disney World. You can see it is very definitely the New Orleans style. You can see the color and the light and the movement in his art style. And he's hidden some little treasures in here. So besides many of the critters that you'll experience on the attraction, at the end of our film, of course, our friend Ray goes to be with his love Evangeline in the sky. So Ray and Evangeline are in the sky. There's also a great hidden piece here, which you'll see out there on the building if you look close. There's a weather vane here. And that is a replica of the weather vane actually on the building, built by a local New Orleans iron worker. There are 3 symbols here. Each of the symbols has a meaning. The one on the top means it's really about endurance and pushing against all odds. The one in the center is about grounding yourself in the earth. And the one on the bottom is about looking back to the past and learning from the past to move forward.
That is so beautiful. And you said that's on the ride too?
It is.
We gotta go look for it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And you can buy this original. It's $15,000 and some change. So So close to purchasing it for our home. But, you know, if you'd rather, you can also purchase a print of it or a canvas of it. And this is so beautiful. And Kevin Michael was just telling us that the artist hadn't picked up a paintbrush for years following Hurricane Katrina. And just look at this beautiful, joyous piece of art that is very, I feel like, reminiscent of the attraction itself.
Now, wandering around the store, I have noticed a couple of really fun things. Now, the first thing I'm going to point out to you are all of these posters advertising the different bands. On these, they have hilarious puns. So for the Bayou Bobcats, they're now kitten around at the Critter Co-op. Rufus and the Terrapins are now shelling out songs. Turtles have shells. And then, of course, for Las Ranitas, we have the most hoppin' band in the Bayou because, you know, frogs, they hop. Sort of tucked away in this corner here, you've got a homage to Lewis here. You've got a little bit of a newspaper clipping with him and his trumpet. I'm assuming this is Lewis's trumpet. I don't know if we'd keep an item that valuable on display here, but they also have this jug in C sharp. And what you'll notice for all these instruments that the critters are playing is it is what they have found in the swamp to make their instruments. Sometimes that is things like leaves and gourds and twigs, and other times it is perhaps some trash that they have found. So like the mustache wax that is used for the record player.
Okay, I think my favorite detail besides the gumbo pot and ukulele is this painting right here, which is kind of hard to see because of the glare. But you'll notice that Princess Tiana is making some of her famous gumbo, and she's got all the critters around to help, and she's got, they're bringing her some carrots, and you got Mondo the frog chopping mushrooms. He's got the makings of a good mincer, I feel. And then Larry the armadillo, the eye patch wearing armadillo, has a license plate, which I don't know if Larry understands the concept of gumbo, but regardless, here's the gumbo cooking. And you can see that Larry's license plate did in fact make it into the pot. Back behind the fake bushes, and we are officially in the queue for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Now, we're not riding it quite yet. We get to talk with someone from Disney Imagineering who helped make this come to life, but look how fun this is.
This entire spot is just a vibe, with the music that's playing, with the signposts that are saying it's Mardi Gras celebration tonight, the bright colors.
I like the old-timey car, Tiana's car. She's fancy.
I just love the idea that all of this is a co-op, it's a community-driven space, and you see that with little details, including this over here, the children's garden, where kids can be encouraged to come and plant fruits and vegetables and have them grow. This is just such a fun space with a great message.
We are here with Addison from Walt Disney Imagineering. Addison, could you let us know your role with Imagineering and specifically what you did with Tiana's Bayou Adventure?
So I work with construction management. I'm an assistant construction manager, and so for the duration of this project, essentially my job was to interface between all of our park partners, our other disciplines in WDI, including creative and ride technical and all those kind of things, and then also the hired general contractor that we had for the sort of building scope of work on the project.
We all know that this used to be Splash Mountain. How much change was there between Splash Mountain and Tiana's Bayou Adventure?
Have you had a chance to ride and see for yourself?
We're riding it next, so
oh boy,
I'm very
well,
excited.
I think you're going to find that there's been a significant amount of change because it's an entirely new story here at Tiana's. It's the same shell, but it's a whole new venue and an entirely new application for the place itself.
Could you tell us a little bit about the story?
Yeah, so we're here actually in the exterior gardens for Tiana's co-op, and that's the Tiana's Foods Company. So they grow their own food here, they process it and ship it in, as you'll experience going through the queue. And then as you descend into the salt mine, which was purchased by Tiana's Foods Co-op, you get to go along on a journey to help Tiana find one last missing ingredient for their big celebration to bring in Mardi Gras.
And what's your favorite part of the new attraction?
My absolute favorite part, without a doubt, is when you've gone down the first drop and you first enter the bayou, you'll see everybody's favorite alligator, Lewis, telling you about something that's right around the corner. And as soon as you go around that corner, it's just an absolute stunning showcase of all the new technology we've got in the ride.
Is there any little hidden thing anyone should keep their eyes open for that you can think of?
You're gonna have to ride it multiple times to see everything that you want to see for sure. But there's a portion where you as a guest or as a guest to Tiana's party may experience a little bit of a change in scale. And I think that to keep an eye out for the cues that really hint at maybe you're a slightly different size than you used to be, that's always fun to see.
Awesome. Well, we're very excited to ride. A little nervous to get wet, but we'll do it for Princess Tiana.
As the signs say, you may get wet.
Thanks so much, Addison.
Thank you so much.
I love the outside of the Tiana's food building. In the storyline, she's recruited actual local New Orleans artists that helped bring this to life. But it's just so beautiful.
All right, and now it is time for our obligatory spoiler alert. We are going to be walking through this queue and riding the attraction and going over it in great detail. So if you do not want to learn anything about this attraction beforehand, please skip to the timestamp below, and we'll pick back up there. Okay, after chatting with Addison from Imagineering, it is time. We are going to go ride Tiana's Bayou Adventure for the first time. Oh my gosh.
I just found our very first Easter egg. If you look right here, you've got some of the Tiana's Food employees, and I believe they are Imagineers' names, because you've got Charita right here, which is Charita Carter. She was one of the lead Imagineers on this. And then with the hat, you've got Leah, which I have to assume is for Leah Chase, one of the inspirations behind Princess Tiana, a real-life New Orleans icon and legend. And y'all know we are gonna spend forever walking through this queue. Like right here is Princess Tiana's office, and you've got her poster for Tiana's Place restaurant that you know from the movie up on the shelf. You've got a picture of her with her parents, as well as a wedding photo of her and Prince Naveen.
Oh my gosh, and if you look between the pictures, you see a bear, a rabbit, and then a little bitty fox, which references Splash Mountain, Brer Bear, Brer Rabbit, and Brer Fox. Oh, and they also have a little ferry boat as well, which also references the end of Splash Mountain when you get to sing the classic Zippity Doo-Dah.
Another reference to some of the Imagineers. You've got a to-do list here. You've got Eudora, who is Tiana's mom. She's got to make the dress. You've got Naveen down here. Of course, he's chopping. And Louis, he's got to hire the band, which is part of the plot of the ride. But the middle names, Carmen, that's Carmen Smith. She's also one of the Imagineers that worked on this attraction. Charita Carter, who I already mentioned. And then Leah, that's Leah Chase. She's making the gumbo and the beignets. But I love that they're honoring these amazing women that inspired or brought this attraction to life. Another cute thing to look for. We did get some help on this one from a cast member, but there's a sign right there that says missing license plate. And apparently one of the critters found it and will be using it in the band on the ride. This chair right here, I have to is a Yaya chair. Yaya stands for Young Aspirations, Young Artist, and it was an after-school program developed in New Orleans, and it celebrates storytelling and art and culture. And I learned about these in Disneyland because they had one on display there in Eudora's shop in New Orleans Square, and it again celebrates the history of storytelling and gathering all around. So part of one of their projects is to decorate these chairs incredibly so that they tell a story of their own. Scoping out a few more details. Now, a little behind the scenes, this is actually day 2 of getting in to come into Tiana. So if it sounds a little bit weird, it's because it's monsooning rain outside. So we are walking through this queue so slowly to find more Easter eggs that we're going to pepper throughout our queue exploration here. But Tiana, a self-care queen. If you look on her desk, she has a framed piece of paper that says, "When you start to lose yourself in the daily grind, step outside and breathe deeply. Appreciate the seeds you've planted, smell the fruits of your labor." She also has a little note by her typewriter, a to-do list that says schedule, quiet time for myself, Sunday morning with mom, Saturday lunch with the ladies, and date with Naveen. And we love a queen who knows she needs some self-care and some alone time. There's also a very sweet note from Prince Naveen that she's framed on the other side of her desk as well. Now, Naveen's handwriting is a little harder to decipher, but he does say that she is what turned him into a real prince, and tears. Also a cute detail right here, when you're entering into the main part of the queue, you've got 2 stars on the ground right there in the stonework. It's Ray and Evangeline. I love this embroidery right here. It is giving Splash Mountain where they had the needlepoint, and it's got, of course, a Mama Odie quote.
All right, as we're continuing on, we now see that Tiana has won 3 individual awards. One for the best hot sauce at the Louisiana State Fair of 1926, another for the best beignet, and the best jalapeno pepper. Tiana is really putting in the work. Oh, and now we just have an homage to Tiana's father, who is the inspiration behind her wanting to create Tiana's Place. Unfortunately, she lost her father very, very young, and we see this is now a little bit of an homage to him. Oh my gosh. We have letters from her dad to her while he was out serving, testing new recipes, trying to concoct new ideas for Tiana for their restaurant together.
Okay, the story gets better and sadder. This is another letter from her father, and it is him saying, "I'm handing you down a recipe from your great-grandmother. Yes, it is that recipe." He says, I know you have it memorized and you've known it as long as you've known your ABCs, but I still want you to have it in her writing. Deep down, I know great grandmother wants that too. And like, my God, this ride, it's hitting you in the feels.
What I wouldn't give to be back home cooking up some gumbo. Our gumbo with you by my side. It's really nice. These types of details are beautiful. I think a lot of people may miss them, but do yourself a favor. Take some time and read all of these things that have been created to enrich Tiana's story. Have you read this message from Eudora? You are your daddy's daughter, all right. This restaurant you built is yours, is your daddy's life dream come true. You did that, and you know he's smiling at you from high above, bragging to all our ancestors, proud as can be. Woo. So enjoy everything you built for yourself, baby cakes. You've earned every bit of it.
Ooh, we love a supportive mom. I just translated this article from French, and it's about how, unfortunately, he lost his life in a battle, but he also was decorated for his heroism. And at the end of it, it says, he'd expressed his wish to open a restaurant in New Orleans. To all his regimental friends, he was married and the father of a little girl. And this is too much.
And after recovering from that emotional trauma, we are going to take a look at Tiana's kitchen, which we got Don't Forget celebration at my house tonight. Everybody's welcome. See you there from Tiana. And she got those man catching beignets there on the table. And it looks like there's some more in progress too.
And there's the gumbo pot.
Oh yeah, Dad's gumbo pot. All right, well that's just soul-wrenching, but so beautiful. Oh.
I love this wedding photo of Tiana and Prince Naveen and his parents and mom and Louis, because of course he's at the wedding.
Yeah, of course an alligator's gonna go to your wedding.
And these ones with Charlotte LaBouffe. Headcanon, Charlotte's maid of honor and Louis's best man.
Yes, obviously.
Up on the counter too, you've got Tiana's recipe for her man catching beignets. Another fun Easter egg, if you look at her cookbooks up there, she's got Meals of Maldonia, because she's clearly trying to make some of her hubby's childhood favorites. Doing a little peek through the lightning lane as well, backwards. You get to see pretty much everything. They have a lot of the same kind of signage and storytelling and the pictures on the wall. Best beignet, of course. I would say the biggest difference between the lightning lane and the standby queue is the lightning lane where I am now, you're clearly on the other side of the kitchen, so you don't get to see that as well and those details as well. There's also not quite as many things on the wall, but one thing I didn't see in the standby queue that is in the lightning lane is Daddy's gumbo recipe. Also, speaking of the lightning lane, when Tiana's Bayou Adventure officially opens again June 28th, it is going to have a virtual queue, and it is going to be on Genie Plus. That's right, it is not going to be a fancy ride, so it'll be part of Genie Plus. And again, virtual queue. There's not going to be any standby. I predict it's going to be incredibly popular, so if you are trying to get the lightning lane, I would be booking that immediately, ASAP, right at 7 a.m. Check out all our Genie Plus guides for that on how that best works. Oh man, we're in the salt mine, but y'all, I feel like there's a fox and a bear we should be watching out for.
No, it's a gator and an opossum.
I'm not scared of the gator.
Well,
I'm only scared of the Shadow Man.
we are Floridians. So.
Y'all been messing with the Shadow Man? Oh man, it is wild to be back in here. It has been a minute.
One last thing here, we have TNT storage, but if you look inside, it's all hot sauce and all peppers. It's just, that cracks me up that it would be, in the past in the salt mine used for TNT storage, but now it's used for other hot stuff.
I really do feel like these are hilarious salt puns. And last little detail to remind you is that this does have a 40-inch height requirement. And now, it's time to ride. Well, almost.
We're not quite ready to ride yet.
Now we're ready. So excited. Everyone is welcome.
Welcome, y'all. Let's meet up with Louis and find some musicians for our party. Look out, Bayou. Here we come.
That is so
Tiana wasn't kidding, y'all. This Zydeco band she found.
And the bees. I would love for y'all to plant my
I like the bobcat.
I love that baby hair so much.
So cute.
Where did they go? We have to find it. One more. Whoa.
It's so big.
These tiny musicians you found.
Hope you enjoyed getting tiny. Now let's get you back to the big goal. Let's get you to the party. You'll get there in no time. She's so cool.
Sometimes it's hard to believe that the very thing we were looking for was right here all along.
I see you, you. What a band.
Yeah,
I loved it.
that was great.
I loved it.
Yeah,
And I hate water rats. You know that.
it's such a fun story. Such fun characters. I have to tell you, some of those animatronics.
Wow.
Lewis in particular.
Lewis is unreal.
I mean, obviously Tiana was
Mama
amazing
Odie's
and Mama
amazing.
Odie were amazing, but Lewis shocked me.
I thought he was real. I thought it was, I thought Lewis, the character who had been out here meeting and greeting, had snuck onto the attraction because he moved so fluidly.
It was brilliant. What a great reimagining for this attraction.
I got a little teary on the ride because at the very beginning, first of all, it feels nostalgic to get on this ride. It doesn't
Oh, for
matter that
sure.
it's not the same. This is a classic Disney attraction, and it just felt nostalgic getting in those logs.
Oh, for sure.
And then you go around the corner and you get on the boat and you see the back of the water tower, which says, "Never lose sight of what's really important." And then as you're going in, there's a sign and it says, "Everyone is welcome." And that just made me tear up because regardless of how you may feel about Splash Mountain, everyone did not feel welcome because that attraction was here. And Walt Disney said that everyone that gets to come here is welcome. And it just was such a joyous and beautiful ride. The colors are amazing. The animatronics are amazing. The music, the music from Princess and the
music was
Frog is
beautiful.
so good. And it still feels like a classic,
does.
nostalgic ride. It weirdly feels like Splash Mountain, but it's better now.
It is better. And let's also be really, really clear here. Even if there wasn't a retheme or a reimagining of this attraction, this place needed some love and TLC anyway.
Yeah.
And I think that Tiana's Bayou Adventure is, I think it's a beautiful, beautiful ride.
And I know one thing people said about the attraction, and I kind of thought this too, is like they love Princess Tiana, so she deserves her own new ride, not a reskin of an old ride. But it didn't feel like that. It felt like Tiana belonged there. The music fit. You get all the classic music from Princess and the Frog, plus a new song. Honestly, my only thing I missed, I wish Facilier was in it. I wish Friends on the Other Side was in it.
I do wish we had a little bit of a Shadow Man situation. I do have to say, though, I loved the, how do I put it? The perspective shift
Yes.
that you have during the attraction. I thought that was really fun. unexpected, and I think it also fit. That was really cool. Nice transitions.
Mama Odie working up some magic.
She was doing some of that. You do.
And now I have the most important question of all.
Okay.
Which ride do you prefer? Just kidding. There's an obvious answer.
Yeah.
The question is, the most important question you must answer when you ride this attraction is, which of the Critter bands is your favorite?
Oh, Zydeco.
Oh, you like the Zydeco.
I do. I just, for me, it just sort of like scratched that itch in my brain. I really, really enjoyed the sound of the band. They looked like, I just thought it was a lot of really fun shenanigans happening with that band. Well, good music being made.
I like the Rara band because it was bears mostly, and I just love those bears so much. I definitely think they wanted a hug, but they were so cute.
They were cute. They were busy playing some instruments.
I really loved them. And hey, if you liked the critters that were here before, now there's critters that are cuter, and they're adorable. And I hope they make plushes of all of them at some point.
I want that armadillo, man.
The eye patch armadillo.
Yeah, eye patch armadillo.
He's so cute. Okay, we have been giving this ride a lot of flowers.
And it deserves it.
It really does. It's wonderful. But no ride is perfect, so here's a few things that we noticed.
During our ride through, we noticed that there was some desync along with the audio and the animatronics. Now this could be just because it was a new run through. This is still in preview mode, so this is hopefully one of the kinks that is going to be worked out over time. But that is something that we noticed.
Also, there's a part of the attraction where Mama Odie makes you tiny, and then the frogs are big around you, and then you get big again. I've seen some discourse that people don't like that or they didn't understand it. And I will say we were tipped off that that was going to happen. It's a little hard to hear the audio cues that tell you you're getting tiny by Mama Odie. Hopefully that's something that's easily fixable too by just turning up that audio. But just now Mama Odie's going to make you tiny, and you'll it follows along. I will say I don't know that most people care or it matters. I don't think kids are going to care, but that is one thing I do think the audio cues could be stronger there.
And lastly, Splash Mountain was known to have a lot of downtimes because water rides are notoriously difficult.
Not to mention it's going to go down anytime it thunders and lightnings. And I do know that during some of the previews, like some of the cast previews, there were extended downtimes. So hopefully that again is just ironing it out and booting this bad boy back up and running it consistently after a long refurbishment. But just know this may be a ride that has downtimes. Hello, it's the future. It's future Molly and Alan.
Hi.
We actually got to come back the next day and ride again, which was very, very lucky. But we wanted to say a couple things that we talked about yesterday seem fixed.
Absolutely. There was absolutely zero desync between the audio and the animatronics. It was perfect and stunning. It was absolutely wild to watch Tiana and Lewis speak throughout this attraction. Stunning.
Also, the audio cues from Mama Odie seem to be a lot louder. She's going to come up above you and tell you a couple things, so you might hear her say it's time to get tiny. But if you don't hear her say that then, because she also says some other things like talents are deep down inside you. But as you go down one of the little bloop drop, it's one of the smaller drops on Splash, she actually said tiny, 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 really loud. Yeah. And it was not loud yesterday. No. So I think they turned that audio up to help guests understand what's going on.
And they also turned her up when they were talking about you're going to get big again when you're at the end of the attraction as well.
Yeah, and then she says, hey, there's a shortcut to the party, and that's when you go down the drop. So that was another thing that I didn't hear yesterday, but I heard it today. So I guess the message of the story is you have to ride it multiple times to really fully understand all the details and everything. But I think that's true of like any
most attractions,
good storytelling ride. So I like the story. I think it's cute. I think it's easy to understand. You are helping Tiana and Lewis look for musicians, and shenanigans happen.
As they do on most Disney attractions, shenanigans do ensue.
That's true.
And as you exit the attraction, there are actually a couple more nods to Splash Mountain. Immediately as you exit, if you look up, you're going to see a crate that says Fossil Springs. This is a crate that's pulled directly from Splash Mountain. So if you're looking to see a little bit of long lost items from that attraction, that is legitimately directly from it.
Also, right here at the exit, there's another fox and bear. There's also a chicken, which I was told is a nod to the chickens that were on the riverboat at the end. And then this Happily Ever Cross Stitch is also a nod to the queue from Splash. Another cute little detail where you can pick up your photo pass and tap your magic bands or your card or whatever. They're washboards, like the band. Headed into Tiana's Bayou General. This is going to be your photo pass pickup location. And they have some fun backgrounds in here as well that you can take some pictures with.
Now, there is an on-ride photo for this attraction, and you will be able to see it displayed, pick it, and tap your magic band for the digital version of that photo that is included if you purchase Genie Plus. Now, if you do want a physical copy of that photo, you have to come inside, tap your magic band, they will find that photo for you for print. Now, they were kind enough to include our on-ride photo for this attraction in this beautiful folder. Now, it is TBD if the folder will be included for guests, but we do know that you will be able to purchase a physical copy of your on-ride photos.
I hope they bring this out as something guests can purchase because I think it's fun that it comes with the recipes as like a bonus souvenir.
For sure. I see some cooking in my future for these here.
I see eating in mine. Last couple things we'll say about the attraction. Go into this one with an open mind. Yeah. It very often happens that when there is change or an attraction is replaced or reimagined, people go into it because they love the predecessor. They go in negatively here. So even if you loved Splash, even if it was your favorite ride, even if you have a lot of nostalgia for that ride or classic family memories, I have very good memories back being a kid before I didn't hate water rides, riding Splash Mountain, but don't hold that against Princess Tiana. You can have fond memories for Splash and also be excited and embrace what I think is a very good attraction.
100%. And also, remember that real human beings made this attraction. They poured countless years, time, effort, and creativity to make this space. And let's not discount their hard work based upon their past nostalgia.
It is such a wonderful attraction. TLDR, I didn't get that wet.
Yeah.
I will be excited to ride this attraction again. Mm-hmm. I think the music is wonderful. The animatronics are amazing. It's colorful. And this reimagining has breathed in much needed new life into this space.
I agree. But now we must judge for a party.
We cannot go to Tiana's party like this.
No, we're really sweaty.
No, it's
so we'll see you soon. All right, bye.
We have judged.
Yes, we have.
So we are at the Contemporary for Tiana's Sunset Soiree, and this was supposed to be over Magic Kingdom, which would have been really fun to see the ride open at night, but it's raining, so they moved it over here.
Now, normally this is not something that we would film or share on YouTube because it is an exclusive event where they've invited folks like the Imagineers and other creators and media guests to come and share in this soiree, but for Princess Tiana, we'll make an exception.
We thought it would be fun to kind of show you what it's like to go to one of these parties that Disney throws, and we hear there are some man-catching beignets, which should be coming to Magic Kingdom for the attraction, so we're definitely trying to review those ASAP.
Let's go.
Louis is here, as well as Princess Tiana and Prince Naveen, and I do want to remind you that Princess Tiana is a meet and greet character in Princess Fairy Tale Hall in Magic Kingdom, and that's on Lightning Lane, so you can skip the line to meet her. Prince Naveen usually joins her at seasonal events like Halloween and Christmas parties. Louis, a little bit rare, but who knows, maybe he'll come out and join once the ride opens.
Gosh, I hope so.
Me too, I love him. I saw you! You look great! I'm glad you were there. It was a very fun adventure. Met Louis the alligator and then went to a coffee and beignet bar, which is my dream come true. And now we are going to try some of Tiana's famous beignets. Beignases. That's Tiana. First, you invite us all to your co-op and on an adventure, and if that wasn't enough, you're blessing us with just delectable, fluffy beignets. They're a little bit denser than a Mickey beignet, but they are definitely better than the beignet that they had during Black History Month. That was almost like a croissant beignet situation. These are delicious, dusted with powdered sugar. I couldn't get confirmation for sure that these are the exact same as the ones coming to Magic Kingdom, but they are finally bringing beignets to the Magic Kingdom for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. You'll be able to get them in Frontierland, and if it's these, y'all are in for a treat.
And I have the pecan praline cake pop. It's very cute. You know, the inside of this is pretty great. Good pecan flavor. You can taste that praline. I just wish it wasn't coated in chocolate, but I know it's just a cake pop. Now, if you do want a true pecan praline or pecan praline, that's just whole pecans set inside of this almost like toffee-like exterior, you can find those at Port Orleans. This is an okay substitute.
Also trying some of the chicory iced coffee. Chicory root is popular in New Orleans, and it's used in coffee, but it doesn't have caffeine, which doesn't comprehend. It's pretty good cold brew. Joffrey's does a blend of this right now in celebration of Tiana's Bayou Adventure. It tastes a little like earthier, I guess, than regular coffee. So if you're looking for black, strong tasting coffee, it's very good, but it'll probably have less caffeine. Also, they had chicory root infused ice cream, which I did not bring a spoon for, so. It's just delicious coffee ice cream. You're a genius.
Heavy as the head. Thank you. All right, picked up some new treats here. We are trying the crawfish bread, which looks incredibly cheesy. So Molly, I'm gonna have that one's definitely for you. And then of course we have some of the braised chicken over rice. This is a Chase family specialty. And as a bonus, I added copious amounts of Mama Odie's hot sauce because I had to. All right, gonna try to get a little bit of everything here. Oh wow, moist chicken. Hot sauce doesn't have a lot of kick. Rice is cooked well. Very, very like deep and rich. Sort of like stick to your rib flavors. I could eat so much of this. As far as the hot sauce goes, it doesn't pack a lot of heat. It's sort of like a lightly roasted pepper flavor. It tastes more like roasted bell peppers that have a little bit of a jalapeno on the back end. It's not gonna scorch your mouth. It's just gonna be lightly warm to let you know it's there. And don't forget, you can buy the hot sauce. It's in the Critter Co-op.
There's lots of different food to try at these events, but you had me at crusty, cheesy bread. Look at that. Ooh, it's cheesy, crusty French bread. It's got a little bit of that Cajun seasoning to it. It's got some crunch from some peppers in there. It has crawfish, but it doesn't really taste like fish. It just has a little bit of salt. I wish they'd bring this.
Tiana's Peach Cobbler. Now this is coming to the parks. Let's try to get a bite of everything. Not too sweet, very moist cake. This is a good peach cobbler. Not the best I've ever had, but better than I'd expect in a theme park. All right, well, that brings us to an end of this section of the celebration of Tiana's Bayou Adventure, but the night is not over.
No, now we are headed to Disney Springs, where we are going to see the drone show, Dreams That Soar. But more applicable to Tiana's Bayou Adventure, we are going to a private concert at House of Blues with Tank and the Bangas. This is a New Orleans-based musician group, Grammy Award winners, and they perform some of the music for the attraction. So that's really, really cool.
Once again, thank you so much to you all for your support. Without that, we couldn't be here, and thank you so much again to Disney for inviting us out.
It is incredibly surreal that we get to attend things like this, and so hopefully you enjoyed this kind of peek behind the scenes of what a media event is like beyond just the like content capturing portion of it. I'm incredibly grateful. So that's the way I feel. So let's get to Disney Springs. Yeah.
Well, friends, that brings us to an end of celebrating Disney's newest ride.
Tiana's Bayou Adventure officially opens on June 28th, and it was so much fun getting to ride the attraction, chat with some of the people that made it, and celebrate Magic Kingdom and Walt Disney World's newest ride.
But until next time, let us know who your favorite critter band is.
And why is it the Bears? It could be any of them. They're all so cute.
They're all so freaking adorable. And until next time, friends, please be sure to like this video, subscribe if you are new, follow us on all of our socials, and if you would like to join with the rest of the Man Fam in the conversation about this or any of our other videos, please join us on Discord. We would love to have you. Links for all that are down below.
And until next time, friends, I'm Molly.
And I'm Alan.
And it has been so magical.
Bye.